The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and the nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am. Who I am is fine with me.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. So we want to thank Jim Bell because he is producing the radio show from there. I want a special thank you to my friend Chris DePiero because Leo Rodriguez is normally our stage manager, and he is in Idlewild, California, and they lost power. They lost power last night. And Leo said, don't worry, it's coming back by this afternoon. And I was like, I don't know about this. And one of our guests, Ken Patton, poor Ken Patton, he's also in California. He was supposed to call in, but they both lost power. So I text Chris DePiero and asked him if he would help me out. And he said, of course, I'm sure I can help you out. So Chris, you're like the special guy tonight.
Listen, you're taking away from my Tinder time.
I know. I felt bad about that.
Do you?
Yeah, because tonight could have been a big date. It's cold, you know. Maybe people would snuggle.
They have the swipe surge coming up on.
I'm telling you. All right. So I apologize, and I'll make it up to you. I told you, you got 2 billion A's for free this week. You're on the. So my cousin, look, Rena Cugnali has joined us. Happy Tuesday. Yes, Rena, happy Tuesday. Thank you for joining us. We have like a packed show. We got so much stuff. I do want to right off the bat do our merchandise because this show is going to be so busy. We're not going to have time to do much. So it is Christmas season, and the post offices, as Rena knows because she's married to a mailman, the post offices are busy. So we want to get our ship stuff out ASAP. So here's what we have. We have items, yes, that make wonderful Christmas gifts. The Go Ahead, Keep Eating. What's the story with Maria tote bag? This is reusable, this is washable, and now in New York, I don't know about anywhere else, but you can't, they don't have plastic bags anymore. If they do, you got to pay for them. So that is 10. Our coffee mug.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a nice coffee mug, isn't it?
It's very attractive.
And I was younger there, so, you know, I don't have to use any skincare or anything. So that's me there, and then Go Ahead, Keep Eating on the back there. That's a nice little coffee cup. And this is the big seller item. I just shipped out a few this week. The apron, the blue apron, the Go Ahead, Keep Eating apron. Look at this. Look at this beauty. Beautiful. You almost don't even want to get it dirty, but it washes clean and the color does not fade. That is $25. So 10 for the cup, 10 for the mug, 25. Chris, you have any of these items? I have to give you something.
I think I have a Yababa.
Yeah, okay. Put the billionaires. I'll throw something up there. So we definitely want to thank Chris DePiero. He's a busy guy, and he made time for us tonight. You saved the day. Oh, my goodness. Jeffrey Campbell, our friend. We love Jeffrey Campbell. Jeffrey loves the mug. He says, well, Jeffrey, you bought the mugs. You bought all of it. You got the whole kit and caboodle, as they say. Chris is nice and cozy in his striped pajamas. Yes, Rena, he is. You know what they're referring to. My cousins are from Boston. They're Red Sox fans. So,
oh, yeah, I know all about Rena.
Yeah, you know. And then Chris is a big Yankee fan. But, listen, he can wear whatever he wants. It's a free country. Freedom, baby, freedom. Will you stop putting that up there?
I spelled your name wrong, so.
Yeah, you did spell my name wrong. You see, that's what happens. If Leo was here, he would never have done that to me. But he might have done it to you. I get all my Christmas shopping done right now. Good for you, Rena. And they do make perfect Christmas gifts. Thank you, everybody. We believe they do.
Thank you, Karen. Karen is a Yankee fan.
You know what? I do believe she is.
Yes, she is.
Can you do me a favor and play that clip of that Yankee fan Karen that you're talking about? All right, we have a really special guest tonight. I'm so happy, and you're going to be so happy. And now I found out she's a Yankee fan, just like Chris DePiero. So even though I'm a Red Sox fan, I got to be nice to her.
You know, yeah, of course. I mean,
listen, where would we? I always say this: where would we be without each other? Okay, so
you want me to play it first and then bring Karen on?
Yeah, play a little bit. Play a little, and then we'll bring her on.
I'll play a little.
Yeah. Bring her on. How lucky can you get? We got Karen Mason tonight, folks. That's how lucky you can get. And there she is. Woohoo! Gee, how lucky can you get? We got Karen Mason. I love it. I love that clip of you, Karen.
That's pretty wild, right?
I love that. I love that. Like,
that's called belting it out.
Yeah, she's a belter, Chris. This is Chris DePiero. And you're a Yankee fan as well, Karen?
Well, I'm a Yankee fan, but I'm not a particularly knowledgeable one.
That's all right. I don't think you have to be.
Okay, good. I'm a great supporter, but I really know nothing.
That's all right. It doesn't matter. You don't have to know. So Chris and I have this rivalry we've been going on for years. But we want to thank Chris because without him tonight, because my stage manager is in California, he lost a power.
Oh, you're kidding, really?
No, yeah. Leo Rodriguez usually is our stage manager, but he lost power. And I said, oh my God, of all nights. So we're so happy you're here and you're wearing festive red.
I am. Well, against the wall, I realized with my new hair, my COVID hair color, I kind of like blended in. So I wanted to wear something that
we all have to do something, right? We all have to do something. Now, speaking of, so it's funny that, because everybody's got these different things that are happening in COVID. So would that be something that, because this show is about the reality. I always say the reality of living, thriving, and surviving as a creative person. And before COVID, we would have people on right before they were doing shows. People were in the studio with me. I would cook for everybody.
Oh, what? Boy, that's a lovely thing.
Yeah, well, you have to pull them in with something, right? If I got to get them to come to Washington Heights.
I used to live there.
Did you?
Yeah, I lived up on Dykeman and Seaman.
Oh, boy, there you go.
Well, above you, within where
no, I know where it is. I deliver a lot of sauce up there.
Yeah.
A lot of people live up there.
Your sauce is very good, by the way.
Thank you, honey. I'm so glad you like it.
We'll have to put in another order soon.
You know what? So this is the beauty of COVID. What we were talking about is I think most of us that are those real creative types that can't sit still are still finding that we have to put our creativity somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, there's downfalls to stuff, and then there's, look, I got to get off my butt and I got to do something. So you've been, because I see you pop up and I follow you. So when you do something live, it comes up. You've really been very active during this whole time.
Well, it started out of basically what is going to happen. I have to do something. And I had to cancel so many shows. Well, we all did, we all had to cancel so much. And I really had no abilities in the technological area.
Yeah,
but I had very little, knowledge of it. And so I thought, this is where we're going. And I started watching a lot of videos about self-taping for auditions because I thought more and more auditions, even when you go in live before COVID, the auditions, they would always tape them and send them to somebody else, who couldn't be at your audition. And listen, I've never thought of myself as somebody who was really great on tape. I'm kind of like an in-the-room kind of girl.
Yeah.
I like to, it's like I like to have people in front of me and feel their energy and they feel mine. But, that's not what we were, the cards we were dealt. So I started watching all these videos of doing self-tapes and started buying, as my husband says, I started buying more and more equipment. More and more things would start appearing at our front door.
Yeah,
And
I know all about it.
And I saw, when I was doing Love Never Dies, the tour with all those young people who are, they were taping themselves and Instagramming and doing videos backstage, and it kind of made me less afraid of all of it. I thought, what have I got to lose? I'll just jump in. So I started just on Facebook trying to figure out how to do a little Facebook Live thing. And one day I thought, Karen, just do it. Just do it. And I maybe sang 3 songs. My phone died in the, kind of toward the end of the last one because I didn't know how to do all of that. But I got like 2,500 views. I thought, this is nutty.
Isn't it crazy?
It's crazy. It's crazy. And so I did that for about 4 weeks, and then, my husband and a few other people said, you should start, doing for tips. If this is what you're going to be doing.
Right.
If this is our future.
Right.
And I have people I wanted to pay. I have Chris Denny and Barry Kleinbort and my husband who would work on things. And, so I took all the TV tracks that I had from my CDs and started singing. And what's been great about it, Maria, is that it gives me something every week. It's kind of like I know when Thursday is.
Yes.
After that, it's kind of a blur. But I know when Thursday is.
Absolutely.
And it's given me an opportunity to feel like I have something to do. That I've learned. Boy, have I learned. I'm sure. Anybody who has done it more than once has done any kind of virtual performance.
Right.
You start learning where to look.
Right.
Where to, how to talk. And you see the differences now between people who are more comfortable with it.
Yeah, and you know what I found for myself, because I've been doing a show for over 3 years, but I also was performing live 4 nights a week in the piano bars. So I, like you, I need that audience, the feel of that live audience. It's very strange when you're doing anything and you don't hear it back. So that part of it, because I've made videos as well, and I understand. I miss that, and I'm sure you miss that.
Oh.
But what's great, what I do love is when people start, and like when you're on and I get notified on my phone, I'm like, yay, I mean, I may not get to hear Karen Mason on a weekly basis because I'm working. I don't, when your shows are, I'm working, or they might be out of town, or for whatever reason. But now, as a listener, wow, I get to hear Karen Mason, and I'm home or on the subway or wherever I am. I even been going for a walk and I think there's a downfall to it, but there's also, we can reach more people.
Yeah.
More people,
It's fascinating. I mean, listen, we work in small clubs and, you fill 100 seats and you're going, woohoo!
Yeah, I know.
Sold out! I'm 150, sold out! And now to see numbers that go, in the thousands, and I get notes from Hawaii and London, and I go from Vienna, and I get little notes from people saying thank you. I'm sure you do too, because it's that connection. And you know how to connect with people because we've done it live.
Right.
For people who really don't want to be paying attention, now we know how to do that.
Right, absolutely.
And to know how to really perform and talk and just be natural in front of.
But
and listen, stuff goes wrong. So much stuff goes
yeah,
wrong.
but you know what? I got to tell you something. I think it was one of your shows, like in the very beginning, where you even might have stopped yourself or something, or chuckled or something, and said, "Hey, listen, I'm not, this is whatever it was that you said," and then you just went on. And I thought to myself, "Wow, if Karen Mason can take a second, because you were still live, just like you would be in a club or on stage." I thought that is a real performer. You take a minute and you're like, okay, starting again. I think you just restarted it or something.
Oh yeah, I go up and I start watching things. It's hard having. I'm used to having a light in my eyes, so I don't get distracted as much.
Yeah,
I get easily distracted.
Oh, me too, honey. Are you a Gemini? When's your birthday?
No, I'm an Aries.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to tell people. Most people that are watching tonight know who you are and have known who you are and love you. But I got to tell you, and this is my personal experience with the name Karen Mason. Many, many years ago, I went to see Sunset Boulevard, and I knew not of Karen Mason. I went to see Glenn Close. And I remember the understudy was on, and for a second I was disappointed because and then I
you
said,
paid a lot of money for that ticket.
right, but because I didn't know who this Karen Mason was. So you blew me out of the water, so much so that I went back and told my friends, I said, she wasn't on, Glenn Close wasn't on, but this woman, this Karen Mason was like amazing. People were like, oh yeah, she's incredible. Then I went back and saw the show with a friend, and I did see Glenn Close, and she was great. But I got to tell you, and I hope Glenn's not listening, I really enjoyed your performance more.
Thank
I really mean that. And I love Glenn Close, and I've seen her. I saw her when she did the revival as well, and I love her. But I got to tell you, I have never ever forgotten your performance. You were so incredibly present, even though that character is not, she is somewhere else. Your performance was electric, and I just never forgot it. And I just wanted to tell you that.
Thank you. I think people have a tendency to discount understudies and standbys and all of that, but I think the reason that there was an electricity is probably because I was scared to death that I would forget something.
Maybe. Whatever it was, it worked. And that was a big house.
Yeah, it was huge. Yeah, it was the Minskoff. I mean, it was so much fun to do, and that was a great company of actors. They were so kind to me. In fact, I'm still in touch with friends that I made in that cast. And, listen, my husband called me a very well-paid insurance policy. And it was true. When she was not available, I got called. But to be kind of thrown in with people who have been doing their show for how long a period of time, and then suddenly there's this new energy in it, sometimes it can be a little, it can kind of throw people a little bit.
Yeah.
But that company just opened up their arms.
Yeah, that was an amazing. I mean, as I said, I've seen it a few times, and I love the show, and it's great. But that was my very favorite performance of it I ever saw.
Oh, thank you.
So,
that means so much to me, Maria. Thank you.
I don't know. I didn't never have gotten a chance to tell you that because we meet in other circles. Like one time we did a benefit together with Ruby Rims, and I wanted to tell you that. I was like, oh, I meant it, and I was like, I didn't get a chance to tell her. But here's what you did in that benefit. So I knew you from that performance, and of course I've seen you in cabaret, and you're amazing always. But then it was this kind of small benefit in a church, and you were just we were all goofing around and all that stuff. And then, but when you get on, there's something that happens to you as a viewer and as a listener. You're joking around, and then you get on. It's almost like you lock in. And it's like it's a master class in how to do it. And I just remember thinking, that is how you do it. That is how you do it, whether it's a gigantic theater to a small church. This person is committed to what they're doing, They love what they're, and again, that electricity that you had in Sunset Boulevard was visible and palpable, and it goes right through you.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, that is, I'm telling you, it's just amazing. Now,
hey, I'm very lucky. I like what I do, you know.
Well, we like what you do, so we're lucky because we get to hear you. And now more people are getting to hear you because of this live stream. So tell us about making music with Mason, right?
Mason's making music.
Okay. Mason's making, I love the alliterations. Mason's making music. I love it. So tell everybody how we can catch this.
Well, it's Thursday, every Thursday. Well, 2 more. I'm just going to do 2 more, and then for Christmas, I figure, you know, I'm going to take Christmas off so I can drink heavily.
Yeah, do it.
And,
Go for it.
And, that is the drawback of doing a Thursday show is I still have to, like, you know, be a little bit more cognizant. But it's Thursdays on Facebook and Facebook Live on my Facebook fan page and also on YouTube. I got a producer now.
Woo-hoo!
And I know. Come on, she's fancy.
It's a big deal.
And, yeah. So we have Ruby Lochner as the producer. So I'm on 3 different places at 5 p.m. Eastern. It's like a half an hour. Hardly takes any of your day, and then wonderful. It stays up. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm starting to do more of the Christmas music and some of the arrangements that, you know, Chris and Barry and I get together and we do on Jam Kazam. We put together new arrangements and old arrangements, and I'm loving being able to sing again. And you know, we have that. We have I did a show when I went back to Don't Tell Mamas. We called this is when I started liking the alliteration. Was Mason at Mamas in March.
I love it. I love it.
And
I love it.
we did a video of it, and we recently had a viewing of that. So I'm trying to keep myself, you know, in front of the public and reaching as many people as I can. So I appreciate this so that, you know, more people can.
I just thought, I saw it pop up, and I thought, you know what, I watch this whenever, I mean, like I said, it's set on my phone. I get to watch it. Well, I want to tell people about it. And that's the beauty of having this format that I have, that I always want to promote. Because I feel like no matter who you are, whether you're just starting out or whether you're a seasoned Broadway performer like yourself, to me, the most uncomfortable part is promo. We all hate it. So I'm in a position to do that for people. And, you know, so why not? And it's great for me.
It's so generous. I mean, it's like you're cooking.
Yes.
It's very generous.
Well, thank you, honey. And I love being part of great things that are happening. So please, everybody, 5 o'clock Thursday nights, set your timers, and tell us the name of the show again.
Mason's Making Music.
Love it. Thank you, Karen Mason. I love you to death. I think
love
you're wonderful.
Too.
And
happy holidays.
Happy holidays. And we'll see you soon.
All right, Maria. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sweetheart. We'll talk soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Karen Mason. Wasn't she great?
Oh, it was fantastic.
She's fantastic. I'm telling you, if you ever get a chance to hear her sing or see her on stage, she's just like, and she's the sweetest human being. So, you know, a lot of these divas, sometimes it's hard to, you know, hard to talk to them. They're very talented, but, you know, you don't really get so close. Karen is as open-hearted as she is incredibly talented. So I love her. I'm so glad that we could get her on.
Great story about Sunset.
I know, isn't that?
Fantastic.
Yeah, she's really cool. And she did over 300 performances, I believe, between Broadway and when she was in L.A. for that show. She did 300 performances in that. And then, we didn't talk about it much, but you did put it up there because we didn't get a chance to. She also originated the role of Tanya in Mamma Mia, which I know people right now are screaming in their seats because we have a lot of our friends that are huge Mamma Mia fans. And she originated that role. So, I mean, and she was in Wonderland on Broadway. Just so much stuff. Like if you go and just, Google Karen Mason, she's done so much. But what I love about her is it's not about the scope of what she's done. It's that she is literally, like I said, from that church where she was just doing a benefit. A bunch of us were helping out with a benefit where she just blew the roof off the place. Doesn't matter if it's a little church to a 1,200 seat Broadway theater. This woman will just blow your minds, and she's the sweetest thing. So I'm so glad we had her on. Chris, who do we got coming up?
Well, talking about blowing the roof off of Facebook. Holy moly!
Oh my God, who's that hottie?
I didn't even know what you were going to say there for a second. I got nervous. I was like, all right, steady.
Listen, oh, you know what, Will? If you have it on Facebook, shut it off. Because what
I
happens?
don't have Facebook up, actually.
Oh, you don't? Oh, that's weird. Chris, I don't know what that echo is. We'll figure it out. Okay, it's gone. I think.
Good?
Yeah. Yeah, usually what happens if someone has their Facebook on, it's bouncing back.
Make sure. Yeah, I think so. I can hear it too, actually.
Yeah, so you can hear it on your end? I know. So what? You know what? Shut. Even though you came through on Facebook, the Messenger, right? But maybe turn down the computer.
Right.
Let's try that.
It's so weird.
So your computer's turned down now?
Yeah,
it's a little better. All right. So first of all, I noticed you were scantily clad.
Well, I'm at home.
Yeah, you're at
It's
home.
very warm here.
Yes, it's very well. These old buildings, they tend to crank up the heat a little bit. So, okay, this is what I want to talk about, and that echo is still there. It's going to make me crazy. I wonder, Chris, what do you think, honey? What do you think it is? Maybe Chris can pop on again. What do you think?
I think it's the Finnegan bit.
The what, honey?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, okay. So he made that up. All right. Well, you know what? Yeah, just if you can turn your computer as low as you can, Will.
Yes.
It's all the way off?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Chris, where is that coming from?
Oh, wait, maybe if I could...
Sometimes it's usually the
I still have
person
to be able to hear you, though. You gotta let me address. You can't hear us?
Yeah, you can hear us, but if he turns it all the way down, you might not be able to. Well, that's all right. We have a little bit of a thing. All right, here's what I want to talk about. Will T. and Halls. I love Will. I love Will. He's incredibly talented. He works at all the clubs. He's an amazing songwriter. But this is what I want to talk about tonight. So Will T. and Hall has a brand new album. Will, tell us about that.
So, is the echo gone? Is it a miracle?
I think it is.
I don't hear it. It's gone, right?
Yeah, for me, it's weird.
Wow. Great. Okay, so it is. Thanks for Ria. You're so kind. It's yes, I've got one too. Look, it's a holiday album, and it's all just. Oh wow, look at that.
Yeah, that's Chris. Chris is
all
amazing.
Just based on classics that you know and love, carols, and there's a Hanukkah song in there for those of us, starting on the 10th, and it is, some variations, some upbeat, quite a bit of jazz, some musical theatery stuff. There's an original song in there. There's a couple original pieces, and it's mostly just kind of stuff you would want to listen to, hopefully want to listen to, if you're cooking your dinner, wrapping your presents, you know.
Driving. I listen to it when I'm driving.
Driving.
So
perfect.
the echo's coming from me. Isn't that strange? Hold on a second. But go ahead.
But so it's all just me and a piano, and I only sing on a couple of the tracks. So it's something you can definitely just use as a very, very background piece of music, hopefully, or album, and will be relaxing, be joyous, be, I don't know.
But now let me ask you something. The thing about this album is I've watched you on Facebook doing these improvisations where you sit there and you just let yourself be channeled, right?
Right. So it's basically that. So the whole first part of the album, which is most of like the stuff based on Christmas carols, is just an entire I think it comes to about 70 minutes of that, just sitting down and playing kind of warts and all variations on those themes. So it's not a necessarily the most perfect or clean, but it's very kind of raw and hopefully creative and imaginative in its rawness and kind of imperfectness. And yes, it's just a run-on kind of thought process.
Yeah, but you know what? You call it like a raw, but to me, it's just like I could keep going back to the word channel. It's very free flowing, so it's uninterrupted.
Basically, yes. So we did takes and things, of course, editing and there's mixing and all this stuff that you need to do, but a lot of it is most of it's based on just kind of one stream of consciousness of how each carol is going to work, and then just going kind of taping it for a take.
Yeah. So you did that was just all you, right? In the studio?
Yeah, just all me. And it's mostly because the whole album came about because that's just what I used to do, certainly with a jazz cocktail kind of vibe when I would work at, say, like the Laurie Beach, when I would play their Thanksgiving dinners, and I would play for like 7 hours, just holiday music in the background on the piano, and I really enjoy doing that. And 7 hours is a long time, so you have to kind of come up with different ways to play things without wanting to walk into traffic. And so I would do that, and I would have fun with it. And I thought maybe that should be an album, but I never did it, and I dragged my heels. And then coronavirus happened, and this felt like the right time. And then it turned into a bit more than just jazz and cocktail music. It turned a little darker in places and a little bit more inspired by what's happening with, or has happened with our situation as a nation and as a world.
So let me ask you something. If coronavirus hadn't happened, do you think you would have postponed this album?
I don't think it would have happened at all, probably.
Wow.
Yeah. So, strange, weird silver linings, I guess.
Yeah, you know what? I think as creative people, even though we get into very dark spaces around these times, we also, if we record those dark spaces, they're still artistic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely the kind of the main form of therapy, I think, certainly for me and for so many people, is to be able to play it or sing it or paint it out of your system or write it out of your system, right? Whatever it is you're going through. And so that seemed like a good kind of way to kill a few birds with one stone, to play things out, to get things out of my system, and hopefully to have something to be proud of at the end of it. So 2020 didn't feel completely devoid of any creativity or kind of product.
Yeah. Now, tell people how they can listen to this, how they can get it, how they can order it, how they can stream it.
Yeah, it's on iTunes and Amazon Music and Apple Music, if you don't do iTunes anymore, and Pandora and Deezer and Spotify, of course. So it's pretty much everywhere. And YouTube, you can even listen to it on YouTube if you want.
And the name of the album?
It's called Beacon, Holiday Improvisations, or if you're American, which I'm sure most of us all are watching or listening, Improvisations, Holiday Improvisations, but Beacon, Holiday Improvisation.
Okay, and why did you name it Beacon?
My best friend Mark and I were talking about it, and he gave me some ideas, and he said, how about Beacon? And I was like, oh, I love it. I was like, that's perfect. And because Beacon felt like obviously a light in the darkness, some kind of hope. It just seemed like the right thing.
I know, now we're having echo problems. All right, honey.
I know, it's weird.
I know, it's very strange. And it's fine on my end, but now it's echoing. Not really. Well, you know what? Who knows what's happening here? But I don't want to keep you too long, but I wanted to remind people, because, by the way, when I was dropping off my sauce this week, I dropped these in the bags.
I love that.
Yeah, and I told people there's a part in there you need to go and download that, and everybody was into it.
Oh, thank you.
So,
I need more pasta sauce.
well, we're gonna have to make that happen. I'm cooking right after the show tonight. I'm gonna start cooking, and I'm cooking all the way through Saturday. So you let me know. We're neighbors. We live a few blocks apart. I can walk it right down to you.
Perfect. I know. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. I love you,
I have
honey.
your CDs too.
Well, we also wrote.
Thank you for having me on.
Yes, and we wrote a song together. It's called "This Is My America," and pretty soon we recorded it, and pretty soon we're gonna make a video. So I'm excited about that.
That's right. Yeah.
I love you, honey.
Love you too.
I appreciate you.
Thanks.
All right. Good night, my love. Yeah, Chris, I don't know what that's about. That sometimes when another person comes on, then there's an echo. It doesn't make any sense. But guess what? We've reached the part of our show called "You Gotta Do It With Me." Go ahead, keep eating. Go ahead, keep eating. That's right. And you know what? I have not nonstop eaten during COVID. So you know what? Whatever. I'm going to be a little chubby until January 20th. Let's put it that way. Okay. Yeah. January 20th. That's when it's happening. What did I make tonight? I made lobster ravioli. Yeah, how good does that look? With my own marinara, which is my famous marinara, which has garlic, olive oil, roasted red peppers, secret spices, and a little delicious wine in there. So, parsley on top. That is just a simple marinara that I make, and it's on lobster ravioli. I cannot wait to eat this. This is going to be delicious. All right, now, what did I make for salad tonight? I made what I would call like a rustic Italian salad. It's got everything that Italian people love. It's got red leaf lettuce. Well, you're going to love this. I'm telling you, as an Italian guy. Red leaf lettuce, red peppers. We have red
socks? Come on.
What? Red socks? No,
Red socks in it?
No. I'm just kidding. May I finish what I'm saying, Chris? Leo Rodriguez, as the stage manager, would never have done this. Never have interrupted me with the Red Sox. Anyway, red onion, plum tomatoes, baby cucumbers, and I put some oregano on there. This is going to go with a red wine vinegar because it's red. Red is Christmas color. We're going red. Everything's red. And then red wine vinegar and a little extra virgin olive oil. That's what's going to go in that. And you know what? I'm going to put a little onion salt on that too. How do you like that? Now, tonight we are having, Chris, take that off right now. Tonight we are having white chocolate macadamia cookies. Now I want to like this because it was, you stop that right now. It was Will T. N. Hall's birthday on the 6th, and I want to celebrate. You have to sing happy birthday. This is for Will T. N. Hall. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. See the beacon of light? Happy birthday, Will T. N. Hall. Happy birthday to you. This is Will's happy birthday. Blow the candle. That was Will from 7 blocks away. Okay. So that is that. That's what we're having for dinner tonight. Now I know that we got someone else checking in with us tonight. Chris, do we have Mario? Oh my God! There he is, the very handsome Mario Davila. Hi, sweetheart.
Hey, it's good to see your whole face.
Yes, there it is. You're stuck with it. The whole face is there. I know, because we were. So thank you last minute for checking in. Now, are you at Brandy's now? Or are you home? Okay.
No.
Okay. So you folks, whatever. I work there as well, and I love Brandy's. It's my favorite place to work. There's a benefit happening. Why don't you tell us about that, Mario?
Sure. Thursday, we're doing a holiday concert. It's a benefit to help keep the bar open. Basically, we're at 25%. Doing outdoor seating. The outdoor seating is, it's cold out there. No one wants to be out there.
Yeah.
So we're doing our best to keep the bar open and to supplement and help pay the rent. We're doing a concert on Thursday in primarily holiday music. The entire staff is involved. For everyone who's
try. I'm going to do
But-
my best. I really am going to do my best to get there. But I'm going to watch it as well, maybe in the car.
Wonderful.
But I will try my best.
That's our post. That's our website or our Facebook page. We're streaming it live on Facebook and YouTube. You can go to our website. There's a link to it, and I can just say you can go to the website and set a reminder so that you will be reminded to tune in at the appropriate time.
Yeah, I love that.
There's also a link to our GoFundMe page on that.
Okay, and that's the thing. And what I'll probably do is, even though I may be driving around, but I'm going to share it. You can do that from your phones, folks. It's so great. If you're watching something, you can also share it on other friends' pages or start a watch party. That's something that, like, lots of times people will share it on my page, start a watch party, and that gets me thinking, oh, whatever this is, I should watch it, and then I end up loving it. So you're also going to be open that night for business and simultaneously
We'll be open.
running a benefit.
Right. And absolutely special thanks to John Mustin and Frank Zahn, his husband. They're handling all of the technical aspects of this. We couldn't do it without them.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there will be live performances in the bar. There will be live performances from people in their homes. And there will be a few pre-recorded things for people who couldn't be with us.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to John. I don't know. I got to somehow get in there because I have to, even if it's just to come and watch you
We'd
guys.
love it.
Now, I worked there last Friday, and I was there Thanksgiving, and I got to tell you, even at a smaller capacity, the people that come in there are just loving it, and they're staying and enjoying themselves, and they're kind and they're generous and they're happy to be there. Brandy's is like such a happy place. We've got to keep it going.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're singing on the street for our patrons. We started doing that before dining was allowed. We've had a few neighbor complaints, but the number of people coming up to us and saying, hey, we open our windows and listen to you guys when you start on the streets, it's far outweighing the number of complaints that we're getting.
Yeah, I agree with that. And, any restaurant, even when I was managing at Mess Hall for a couple of years, it doesn't matter. There's always going to be neighbors that, they're just in a different head. And in New York City, when you live above or around a club, they're open late. That's what happens.
Yeah.
So, you got to, when you move into an apartment in New York City, look down and see what's beneath you.
Yeah.
But
we've been there 40 years.
40 years, wow. Yeah, it's such an amazing place. It's called a Good Time Saloon. I love that. And so many people have come through there, and people that have ended up on Broadway. One of the things I love about you folks is that the people that work there, they some of them go off and do cruise ships or in Broadway shows or on tours. When they come back, they're always welcome back.
I think the difference, Maria, is that people become family at Brandy's.
Yeah.
It's a very tight community, and there's people that have regular. There's very few people that we want in to help us out when people aren't available. But it's a family.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So I appreciate that you called in tonight. I want to tell people about it. So set your timers. Go on the Brandy's piano bar page, like it, and
we have just totally redone our website.
Okay.
We have started an Instagram page. Follow us on Instagram, and keep checking back on the website. We're doing fun things on there.
Yeah, and then you'll know what Brandy's is doing. And I always, when I work there, I always take pictures and post them and all that stuff. So I'll be back soon. I don't know when I'll be back, but whenever I am, I always post about it. And Mario, I will make an effort to be there on Thursday, I promise, okay?
That would be great. We'd love to have you.
Well, thank you, honey. I love you guys. And if I don't see you before Christmas, which I doubt, but if I don't, have a wonderful Christmas.
We'll see each other. You too. Have a wonderful Christmas.
All right. Love you, sweetie. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you.
Okay, so Brandy's. Have you ever been to Brandy's, Chris? What are you eating? Because now I'm hungry. Now, see, that's what happens. Now I want to eat. Turkey, okay. Hey, did you have a nice Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it lasted 3 days. I
Yeah.
didn't stop eating. I still finished the plate. So,
I gotta cook a Thanksgiving turkey. I didn't do the turkey thing this year. Okay, I want to check what people
that
have.
35-pound turkey.
I know you said that. Jesus, 35 pounds. Holy mackerel.
Yep.
Okay, I want to check on our. Julie Cesari's checked in. Julie was the director at Tony and Tina's wedding. That's where Chris and I met 107 years ago. And we're kind of stuck with each other now. We're like brother from another. What?
You were my first friend.
I was your first friend?
You and Stephanie Strand.
Oh, Stephanie's a great person. That's a compliment.
Yeah.
Well, you were very cute. I mean, you weren't, you ribbed me like you rib me now. John De Palma has checked in. He lives in Asbury Park now, and I see more New York City's entertainers now than when I lived in Manhattan. That is true, John, because now you can see them on Facebook Live. So, yeah, there's a lot of that stuff. And there's a lot of great stuff to see. So you want to check out, go to the Brandy's homepage, and just set a reminder. I love that. And then you can watch the show, and it's going to be a lot of different performers, at least 10, I would say. And I'll try to get down there as well. But a lot of people are doing it from home, and we're all staying super safe and stuff like that. So now, I want to remind you again, because we got about 7 minutes left to our show. Hey, and Leo Rodriguez has not checked in at all, has he, poor Leo?
I checked in on Facebook.
Did he?
He said that I was a lot cuter than him.
Oh, well, I think you're both cute in completely different ways. I mean, it depends on what you like. You like the Italian guy, you like the Mexican guy. What do you like? You like the gay guy, you like the straight guy?
Mexican.
No, I'm calling you. You're the Italian straight guy. He's the gay Mexican guy. There's different taste for everybody. So we got something for everybody here at the What's the Story with Maria page. Something for everybody. And Rizzo is fast asleep. She's out like a light on the couch.
You were so worried about her.
I was worried that. So let me see if I can get I was worried. There she is, upside down. I was worried that she was going to be rambunctious because she was before the show, but. There's something about when people talk or music, she just like zones out.
Well,
yeah, she's a perfect dog for an entertainer.
Well, when you come home 4 o'clock in the morning, you go Facebook Live playing music. I think she gets a little bugged out, no?
She actually asked Lynn Porter's when we used to rehearse, she would fall asleep in a guitar case so that on the music, she loves it. I take her for a walk too, and that's when I like to sing it, like in the middle of the night.
Right.
My late night sessions, that's when I do them. And then I get up in the morning and see if anybody's checked on them, So you're teaching from home now, right?
I am.
And how do you like that?
I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, I'd rather be at the school just because the equipment's at the school and you can show the students the audio mixers and the video switchers. But we're adjusting, and I did a whole class on John Lennon. Today was the 40th anniversary of John Lennon's death.
Yes, you're right.
And I don't know if you remember how the world found out that John was murdered was on Monday Night Football, during the Monday Night Football game.
I don't remember that that's how it was. I remember that I heard it on the radio. I think I was driving.
Great story how it happened. ESPN did a whole documentary on it. Howard Cosell didn't want to do it. Frank Gifford convinced him to do it.
Really?
And he did it. And it was right before the final field goal to end the game or to go into overtime. And he just said it, and they showed it. It was just amazing how there was a producer from ABC who had a motorcycle accident and was in the hospital. All of a sudden, the doors open up and John Lennon comes through on a stretcher.
No.
He hears one of the cops say, "That's John Lennon, he's dead." The ABC producer picks up the phone, calls up ABC and says, "John Lennon is dead."
Really?
They announced the death before the doctor from the hospital made the announcement.
No.
And it was a little unethical what they did.
Wow, I didn't know that behind the scenes story.
It's really good. It's on It's on YouTube.
Okay, and that was 40 years ago.
40 years ago, they did it 30th anniversary.
Wow. So 1980.
Yeah.
1980. Wow.
freshman year for me.
I graduated that year, so I was out of school and I was working. I remember I was working at this factory and I was driving home and I heard it and I couldn't believe it. So it's like one of those things where you always remember. But have you ever gone by the Dakota?
Yeah.
You know where the Dakota is in New York City on 72nd Street? Yeah, and when you stand outside there and you think about that, because New York, famous people live here. I mean, everybody lives here, and people just walk out, so we see famous people all the time on the train. And I was on a bus once, and what's his name from Joel Gray. Joel Gray literally got off the bus before me, and I didn't even know it was him. It was just this little man. And he turned around. It was like a magical moment. He turned around and he extended his hand to me to help me down the stairs.
Oh my God!
I know.
In the most.
And I was like, and at that moment I realized, because he did it like a dancer would do it.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my God, that's Joel Gray. And all I said was, thank you so much. His book is a great book. Master of Ceremonies. That's a great book. And it came out right after that. But just like little moments like that where you run into, Richard.
I ate a bagel with Jackie Mason.
What?
Yeah.
Where was that?
This bagel place on 8th Avenue and 50, maybe a little higher than that, right before the park. So yeah, around about 55th Street, there's a bagel place, and I used to work late at night, and I walked in there late at night, and he was in there.
Wow.
And I got a nice picture with him, and he was cool. I
know, it's unbelievable. Was it Lou Vagoda? The guy from, right, Abe. Fish. He actually, I was in a Dunkin' Donuts on 42nd and 10th, and he was not arguing. He was trying to get an order, and the girl just wasn't understanding what he was saying.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I just want a muffin. All he wanted was a blueberry muffin.
Yeah.
He was so frustrated. She just was like, no, you want it with the coffee? And he was like, I just want a muffin. And I remember that I felt so bad for the guy that I said to the girl, just give him a muffin. Like, I jumped in there. I felt so bad. He just wanted a blueberry muffin. And she thought I had an attitude, but I just remember, it's such a New York moment. These things that happen. Jimmy, how much time do we have? I think we got about 1 or 2 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
I got 5.
5. Okay, because we started late, so I wasn't sure if we could go on that long. So, okay. So the date today is December 8th.
That's correct.
That means we have about 17 days left to Christmas?
Yes.
I just do the math right?
That's correct.
All right, so a lot of people, usually New York would be like hustle and super bustle right now. People would be shopping, it would be crazy. Same thing in Jersey. So have you noticed there are fewer people at the malls and stuff like that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, who's cheering?
Holy.
We can hear you, Leo.
Can you hear me?
Are you?
There are nobody here.
Oh, my God. Leo, tell us where you are and what's happening, honey. Leo?
I'm overfilled on eggnog because I had to drink it all.
Oh, right, because your refrigerator went. So you lost all power.
All power.
There's no lights on. There's nothing. Wow. Now that is devotion. Let me tell you something, Leo Rodriguez. Chris he's been good, but he's also been a little prankster too.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he put a few prankster things up there. He's a little pranksterish.
He put something up about the game.
A few things. He put a few things up there. Leo, I'm so glad you're okay. Wait, where are you? I can't believe your lights are out and you're still calling in. How much time?
1 minute.
1 minute. We got 1 minute left to our show. And little Leo Rodriguez.
I like that little Leo Rodriguez.
Little Leo Rodriguez. I want to thank Jim Bell. He's our producer and engineer. He's out in New Hampshire. For Armed Radio, you can watch us on Facebook Live, but you can stream us on Armed Radio Global, armeddigitalmedia.com. And also on the garden that comes out of Boston. Chris DePiero, you saved the day.
Thank you.
Totally saved the day. Oh my God. He was the understudy tonight. So we had Karen Mason on, famous understudy for a while, but then, you know.
I saw her.
Oh, she's amazing. So Chris was our understudy for tonight, for Leo Rodriguez, and I thought he did a very nice job except for the prankster stuff. We want to thank Wiltian Hall. Go and get his album Beacon. We want to thank Mario Davila. Go and watch the live stream from Brandy's this Thursday night. We love and appreciate you. No, I am not a Yankee fan. Take that off. I'm a Red Sox fan. Thank you. We'll see you next week. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jimmy. The Dodgers won.
It's who I am.